I, Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, hereby command that you do not listen or subscribe to the Dragon Ball 4 Life podcast. Whatever you do, would you defy royalty? No! Bye!
Oh, you're good.
Right to it.
All good.
Ask them the hard-hitting questions. Who you voting for?
Shit.
Calm down. We keep things kosher in this household.
All right.
He said, Dave, relax, buddy. Whoa, all these personal questions.
Can I get you some juice?
What a way to start. Mikey,
Love
leave
it.
all this.
Love it.
But you know what time it is. Anime, we have your attention, please, and welcome to another episode of Dragon Ball 4 Life, where you come for the content, but you stay for the culture. Culture like Goku eating soul food. We talking about Ichigo with our Ichi bros. We them outlaw stars, giving you them outlaw bars, preaching the good word on all things nerd. As always, we are your hosts, the Fusion Dance Dons, aka the Mong Gods, aka the deadliest backcourt in the podcasting game. I go by the name of Bro Gita, the Prince of all sayings, Mr. Matthew Porter, aka Matty Ice, here with my counterpart, the Oob to my Majin Buu, my Dende one, going from the lookout to the cookout, Mr. Troto Trav. Talk to the people, Trav.
Hey, you know, it's the kid Troto Trav playing everybody like a harp, aka Super Saiyan Sharp. And you know me, I stay chilling and I love thy women like Krillin.
He does love her.
And now, Mr. Porter, we have
sir.
another special Dragon Call. You know, we took a little break from the Dragon Calls, but we back. We back.
That phone is ringing. We have another brave challenger. And ladies and gentlemen, it is our esteemed pleasure to welcome a guy, not a guy, a man. Not just a man, a strong, powerful black man weaving his way through the voice acting anime industry, a kindred spirit. You have seen him in places like One Piece. So many episodes, Hell's Paradise, one of the hottest new animes on the block. SpyFamily, the best thing smoking out here. But the greatest gift that this man has provided, the best role that he has done, is that of a present father. That of a role model to the younger generations.
Yes,
ladies
sir.
and gentlemen, we have the one, the only, Mr. William Johnson-Ofoegbu. Snaps all around.
Snaps all around.
Snaps all around.
Is the bomb.com.
Hey.
Grateful for that introduction. I can feel the red carpet underneath my feet.
roll 'em out,
Just
brother.
stay on the way with me, man.
That's silk. That's a silk. That's a silk satin red carpet.
Yeah.
At that. You feel it under your toes.
That is the real shit.
Keep the waves intact. You know what I'm saying?
But well, we are very excited to have you here today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to speak to us. So before we get into all the shits and giggles, because I feel it. I feel the anarchy coming in this episode, and I'm very excited. But we like to say here on DB4L that the easiest place to start is always at the beginning. As a black man, as a black nerd in this space who is doing it at a high level right now, what was your fandom, your nerddom? How did you get to where we are right now?
You already know. Where would I be without Dragon Ball Z?
Let's go.
It had to be that. I still remember the moment that I found it too. Because I was just, Saturday morning, little kid, just trying to find something good on TV. And I see just an instance of something that didn't really look like Looney Tunes. It didn't look like, Tom and Jerry or nothing Hanna-Barbera.
The classics. Hanna-Barbera doesn't get the flowers. Scooby-Doo? What? Oh my God.
Now, much love to them. They carried me too.
Right.
But when it came to anime, I saw Goku and Vegeta going at it, and I thought, wait a second, what was that? And then they come back, and it's, they're hitting the beam struggle. And I thought, God, what is happening in this show? What did I just find? And the rest was history. I mean, as soon as it went from watching, rabbits and ducks yell at each other to grown folk trying to straight murder each other. I thought, damn, am I supposed to be here?
Is this for me?
Right? Is this a kid show? What's the ratings on this? Do you remember? So much like me and Trav, and much like all of us, Dragon Ball was like a gateway for us, and it was just like, you know, even before we understood the term anime, it was a Saturday morning cartoon that we did like to get, and then typically in our nerd evolution, around the time maybe like middle school, high school, and somewhere in between there is when we started to all like develop the fandom. Do you remember like which anime or manga was the next thing you got into, where you was just like, all right, yeah, nah, I'm here now, like I'm part of the team?
Honestly, like I just researched this a little bit more the other day because I was like, man, which one was it? And I know it was Dragon Ball Z that got me started, and then the other ones was Sailor Moon and Monster Rancher. And
let's fucking go! Monster Rancher.
Boys, Monster Rancher, like, for a minute, I was like, it was before its time. Now I'm just like, damn, it came out at the perfect spot, man. Because when it came to, like, Pokemon and Monster Rancher, it became about the games for me. Like, the show, that got me in. But then the trading cards, the Game Boy games, like, and when you get Monster Rancher, you're putting all the CDs in your PlayStation. Like, bro.
Core memory unlocked. I totally forgot about the Monster Rancher. You definitely had to like swap discs out on that shit. Oh my god! Whoa!
Going to your boys like, hey, like I see you got all them Linkin Park and Eminem, 50 Cent. Like, give me some of that. I need to go and check that.
Damn, you 1000% used to have to burn CDs to. That's I forgot all about that game.
Took it back.
Crazy.
That was my shit.
Yo, it's so funny that like man. I feel like we all had like the same visceral reaction when we first came across Dragon Ball. Like literally, what's that? Like literally, I went from like watching just regular cartoons, watching Power Rangers, and then all of a sudden I'm like, yo, these boys getting after it. Hold on. And like something about just like having an aura around them when they were fighting. You're like, all right, let me stop right here and let me see what this is hitting for.
I remember, man, because back then we was getting on the internet for like the first time. The internet was first emerging in the public sphere.
Slow as shit, dial up.
Yeah. They'd be saying like, get off the internet. I need to use the phone. Like all that.
Everything would just slow down.
Yo, it's crazy to think of how amazing our patience was back then, yo. Because it's like if you wanted to download anything, that's like 86 minutes.
You wanted to watch a video?
A 10-minute
come
clip.
Back tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a surreal time.
Yo, no,
Dragon Ball Z wasn't finished for us.
Wasn't nothing worse than dial-up days when you wanted to download something like an episode or something, and it was like 90%, 80% done, and then like it just dropped. It says failed, and you didn't wait like 2 days for that shit to download, man. And you're like, oh, I can finally watch it.
And just X.
It was like 97% failed.
You trying to figure out what's going on, but at least you got to print out them pictures, put them in your binder. Be like, look what I found. I don't even know the name of this dude, but look at that yellow.
Right.
It was surreal.
Like I would never get yellow hair, but like it looks cool on them.
Or it's not my steez, but all right, I respect it.
It looks tight as hell. Yeah, I've seen these episodes.
It's funny, Trav, because you had brought this up before a long time ago in one of our episodes where you were saying like it's crazy how Toys R Us like unleashed all the characters because Dragon Ball had ended before we got it. So you got all these characters you've never heard of, you've never seen before. You just in Toys R Us just grabbing them like, oh, he looks cool, this and the third. Yeah. I remember before Future Trunks had showed up, I had like my math folder was like Super Saiyan, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. I feel like everybody had this folder. It was like Gohan, Goku, Trunks, Future Trunks, all Super Saiyan form. And I was like,
yeah. And they had Piccolo in the back. Yeah, yes. That was the most hard ass picture you ever seen. You were just
randomly Piccolo was in there with him, bro. Yo, 1000% we're talking about the same folder, dog. And I remember that was way before Future Trunks or Gohan even ever went Super Saiyan. Vegeta wasn't even Super Saiyan yet. And I was like, yo, I don't know what this is, but it looks crazy. I don't even know who that guy is, but he looks cool.
He looks like he's ready, bro. And you just be like, man, I can't wait to see this. Like, I remember, and speaking of the toys, so they would have all these different toys. For me, it was HEB. We would go to HEB, go to the toy aisle, and I'd see like Gotenks, Piccolo, adult Gohan, and they'd be having like yellow hair, gold hair, and I'd be like, I don't even know what's happened, but I want it. And I don't know why they packing a 6-shooter in there, but give me that.
I say all the time that like I owned Gogeta with a bazooka gun. One before the Fusion Reborn movie ever released for like another like 10 years, but then like why the fuck would he need a bazooka?
No, we knew
that shit
about
made no sense.
We knew about Janemba 2 decades before he ever showed up on TV, bro. He was like, yo, we don't know who this guy is or when he's showing up, but he's dope as shit.
Yo, they had Frieza with like a rifle, like with the strap.
Yeah.
That shit made no sense.
Tanks be there with the 4.5.
Dog, I'm geeking that you remember that folder because it was so random that Piccolo was just with the whole Saiyan squad, just there, just like holding up the back. Yo, that's crazy.
And every one of them was just staring, just like this the wrong neighborhood or this the wrong folder. You don't pick this one up. This is
I couldn't. You know, you had to make that the class like your favorite classes folder. Like so, you was like, oh, right. I want to make sure my favorite class that I'm in the most. That's this folder's for, bro. Like, good times, bro. Good fucking times. Yo, that's it's so wild how us as nerds, particularly like in the African American community, like it's so wild to think that all of us had like this shared secret experience. Like it was like the worst kept secret ever. Like, oh shit, you like Dragon Ball? Oh yeah, me too. Let's talk at lunch. Yeah. But it's just like, but then as adults, we come to find out that all of us secretly like this shit. It's like, damn, it didn't need to be a secret. We all liked it. Like, loud and proud with the shit. Damn.
I feel that.
That's so crazy. Well, but your transition. Well, you look like you had a thought. You look like you was about to hit me with a bar. Go ahead, brother. The floor is yours.
What I was saying is, I feel you on that. Like when I was growing up, man, I moved a little bit. Like my folks are Nigerian, like Ofoegbu. Born in Toronto. Moved to San Antonio, Texas. And where we moved, like my folks worked really damn hard. Like I was the first kid, so they didn't really know what to do with me, right? They didn't know how Americanized one kid could get. But we was up at the top of the hill, and around me, I see not a lot of folks that look like me. I got picked on a lot. I got bullied a lot growing up. But I would find these little kids that was nerds just like me. And they'd be like, oh, did you see that show too? And they would be open about it. Just brand new, open. I'd be like, oh shit. Like, so I had my crew with me. And then, hit high school. Suddenly I'm in this new environment. Everybody's rocking out this music I never even heard before. And I'm just like, this is some cool ass shit. But who around me is listening to Rock the Dragon?
Who's listening to the real folk blues? Who's listening to that?
Who's listening to the Falcon Score? Who's listening to the Future Trunks theme when he arrives and first kills Frieza?
Back then, I was that nerd. That high school, I'd be like, no, I wasn't playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I was just fucking selling that shit.
Yeah, you see the score of that Lakers game? That shit was crazy, right?
I can say proudly as an adult now, but shamefully as a teenager back then, I definitely Beybladed well into a later age that I should have been Beybladed.
That is badass. Man. That is
I was
badass.
definitely like at an age that I probably shouldn't have been at them tournaments at Toys R Us, but fuck it, yo.
Those Beyblades were dangerous. They were dangerous.
What? Especially like when the Metal Fusion ones came out.
Yeah.
Take a 9. Take a 9.
Yeah, but you so committed to the damn fucking content that if you ever got like nicked by your babe, like, oh, my bit beast bit me, like it must not be trained.
or it came out from the bed and attacked you.
Yeah. Look, he be attacking me. What you think he gonna do to you?
I ain't even got enough badges for this one. You better watch out because you don't like nobody.
So what was that like for you growing up and like, you know, channeling your inner nerddom, but then also getting to a point you had your crew and then you were out and open with it? Because Matt and I always talked about the struggle that we had was like, and it's crazy that we met at such a later time, but like I only had maybe, I want to say 1-2 friends that I could talk anime with, but for a long time I really found myself like just kind of keeping to myself with it just because of the extracurricular activities I was into, and then also just my close friends. And like now we talk anime all the time, but it was always just kind of like, damn, like, can somebody, like, I'm trying to talk to somebody about that. Like
for me, because I was always like the weird one, being ostracized, being bullied and dealing with it, it was almost like an everyday. It wasn't like a foreign concept. It wasn't something that I was about to escape. So I had to find some kind of escapism for me. And that was anime. That was video games. And of course, because I had already made my best friends, it was them too. Going over to their place, playing the new fucking Inuyasha game that we got, or Dragon Ball Z Budokai on PS2. Like, I remember, oh man, I'd be taking that to New Year's Eve parties and just being there, like, whoever wins gets a controller. They'd be playing all night, like schooling on them with Yamcha and shit.
Wolfang Fist was a great combo.
Man, I loved it. Being able to.
I gotta ask the question, Will, because I think you might have triggered another core memory of mine.
Hell yeah!
Are you talking about Inuyasha Feudal Combat? The game that was on.
I am. That fight two-sided. Yeah. I love that.
I swear I was the only person that played that game.
I ended up finding 2 copies of that game. I was hyped. I was like, I got this rare game.
Yeah, that one was on PS2. Damn, dog. I forgot all about that game too.
They had like, oh man, that Inuyasha like blew up so much in the early 2000s. So there was like 3 games, I think. There was 2 on PS2, 1 on PlayStation. So I only wish they would make some more of that, man. I mean, they got Yashahime now, so I love
Princess Yashahime. That show is amazing. Trav, I keep waiting for you to watch it so we can talk about it.
I know. Listen, my content of backlog is just like a CVS receipt right now. It's wild.
I'll be there with you. We're all in the same spot.
It's 1,000% Will. So I gotta ask the question because we. Every time we're on the Dragon Call with voice actors, typically none of them planned to be voice actors. But you being an anime fan, and you know that being like your passion and your escapism, was voice acting in your head as a career something you wanted to do, or did you, much like many other voice actors, randomly from Texas, because all of y'all are from Texas for some reason?
The hub.
It is the spot.
Did you just fall into it, or was this by design?
So let me tell you this. When I discovered all this stuff, I thought, man, that is cool. And then it kind of just clicked with me, like, okay, like these names at the end, like they mean something. And I would go, okay, well, there ain't no way I'm going to be able to do that. That's in some magical place off in Hollywood or wherever. It's far away. I won't ever be able to do something like that. But it's what inspired me to get into acting. So wherever I could act, wherever I could just be creative, I was constantly trying to do it. Whether it was just being online, writing stories and doing like little role plays, being in theater at high school, college. I remember when I first went to college, I was like, yo, I want to be an actor. So how do I do that? And they didn't even know what to tell me. They was like, I don't know, man. Like English class.
They hit you with
They said, make figure that out, man.
You can do it. Hit you with that shit.
Watch more movies.
I did find somebody, and they was like, go into theater, man. So I did that, and I was just constantly on the whole like heroes and villains thing. Like if I couldn't be the hero, because at the time people would still look at you like you ain't gonna be the star of nothing, and then it was like I just wanted to have that opportunity. So I was even cool with just being the villain to give the hero and whoever else who was a character something to rally around, like an opposition that they could all unite against. It was just this yearning to do something creative that had me acting. Went for on camera a whole lot. I was just on an on camera road. So I was traveling all over Texas, got my first commercial fresh out of college. And I remember the producer asked, man, you're the only one we hired at all that doesn't have an agent. Do you want one? And I was like, hell yeah. So
sign me up.
Sounds like I'm doing something right.
So I ended up doing all that and did pretty good in Texas for a man like of my persuasion, Went to Los Angeles, was not enjoying myself. And, that's the struggle. You go to LA, suddenly you're in a much bigger pond. You're in the ocean. And I said, after a few more experiences and some more epiphanies, I was like, forget this. I'm not doing nothing like this anymore. But if anything at all, I'll stick with voice acting. So I started just doing my own thing. I had already gotten some voice acting jobs in the past and helped my dad out with his business, doing some industrials for him. And then just later on, I just managed to network the right way and take things seriously. And lo and behold, here I am. The rest is history. So it wasn't always like I want to be a voice actor, but voice acting is what spawned this idea, this concept, this drive. And no matter what, I've always had this damn shonen energy right here that's going. You can't give up. There's nothing else that's going to make you happy. So
shonen energy, I like that.
Yeah. And what was like that journey for you from your parents and support? Like how? Because whenever I'm always interested when we interview voice actors, and if they had that initial backing when they started to pursue that, or was it not until like, oh, okay, I can see that you can make this a full-time career out of it, because
you came in with that first big check.
Right.
I believe in you the whole time.
Oh yeah, remember, you don't forget the little guy down here, all right?
right. So remember, I said you had that one line.
I knew you would make it.
Yeah, I know you was thinking about me when you did that show.
Yeah.
So with me, man, Nigerian folks, really like any kind of immigrant family, they're coming here with a real purpose to make a name for themselves, make a foundation, make sure their whole family is good. And it was doctor, lawyer.
Yep.
Those are two. Or engineer, because that's what my dad was. And I was not interested in that whatsoever. I wasn't like a fool or nothing. I knew I needed to make money. And I knew I was smart, but there was just something else that I wanted. It wasn't until much later that I ended up getting like at least my dad's blessing. My mom took a lot more convincing, even after getting like Super Bowl commercials.
Yeah,
still took my mom like convincing. Oh, I'm telling you, when I saw that, I remember when I first saw that commercial on TV. I was just walking into a friend's house. They're like, "Oh, look, we just saw you right now. Oh, they're gonna show it again. Look," I was like, say word. Let me see right now. Huh?
It said, hold on. Did DVR that joint?
Damn. Yeah, I was there. Man, I remember after that first commercial, that was the first time I had someone like trying to steal my shit, basically. I remember being on another shoot and someone was like, "Yeah, you see that Pepsi commercial? Yeah, that was me." And I was standing right there like,
he said, we ain't gonna pull that all we look like car here because that was not you.
Plot twist. It was a white guy. Plot twist. He's like, I really embody my roles when I get into character.
But I was curious because when you had said that you come from your Nigerian descent, because I remember two of my best friends are Nigerian. I remember when each time that I've seen specifically their fathers like post college and everything, instead of so what's your job? What are you doing for a living? They would always ask me, "Oh, what are you studying right now?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm not in grad school." So I was curious, because with that path, like obviously, like you said, doctor, engineer, so there's voice actor. All right. Super Bowl, all right, but still,
they just want to understand, I guess, or really you got to help them understand. That way they know that you're going to be good. Yeah, and it that kind of like cautiousness is understandable, if I could use that word again. It's understandable for them because they're trying to make sure that this isn't all for nothing. Like they come from the bottom. Like they come from civil war. They come from living in a place that we can't even imagine spending a day in some cases. So like I can get them going like, hey, don't fuck this up. Right. You need to hurry up and get on track here. But being able to just prove to them and show them that this is something that I can do. And being able to tell my dad, like, look, I'm on that show with all the lights. Like, that is something.
How did it feel to get your dad's blessing? Like, I'm sure that was a big moment for you.
Oh man, it was kind of like unbelievable because he's always been like supportive or interested in things that I'm doing, but always pushing me to still continue education no matter what. So he was like, hey, have that fallback, have something to kind of like support you. You need the foundation. And I'm glad that he was able to do that, keep things real with me. Whereas, on the other side of things, sometimes it's just like, when are you going to, stop fucking around? You're like, you don't even know what I'm doing. Like,
you talk about cartoons and shit. Like, all right, like.
If you give me a second, let me turn my fan on in here.
Got you.
Yeah, no, do you think, bro? I know the pain.
When we record in the summer, you're like, all right, can y'all hear it?
I hate it so much. I got to turn my air off. I hate it so much. I was like, no sudden movements.
I know.
Covered in sweat.
Sometimes you were like, yo, can you hear my unit? Actually, I don't.
Yeah, but I moved my set, so like now I'm like right next to my air conditioner. So I guess we'll find out as a team. When the summertime hits, if y'all can hear my fan. You good, brother?
It's getting warm, bro. It's getting warm.
You look, dog, sitting under this damn ring light. I feel your pain.
I'm trying to like lean back, be like, "Come on, baby."
Yeah. You like no sudden movements. No sudden movements.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, but I want to stay on the topic of just like you and your parents and like representation and everything. Has it hit you yet, being a black voice actor, that again we're gonna give you your flowers while you're here to receive them, that we've checked your IMDb records, like you have a very consistent and lengthy job history, sir, and we applaud you for that in real time. Man. Have you been able to conceptualize that, like when you were saying when you used to watch animes at the end of it when the credits were rolling and you were just like, oh, these names mean something. And now with your name showing up there and your name meaning something, but it means something in a different way. That is like, oh, someone who looks like me is doing this at a high level. I can do this now. Like, has that, I don't want to say responsibility, but like, has that fact like resonated with you that like, damn, like you're the change that you wish you saw and now you're that for somebody else?
Man, you see,
I ain't mean to fuck you up existentially, bro.
This is my answer. Like, this is my answer right here for real. Because every time, like, I even think about that, I mean, that hits, bro. Mm-hmm. Like when anyone reaches out to me and says, I really love what you did, or you just, you inspire me, or I can't believe there's folks that look like me doing it. Like all that. I'm just like, fuck, like that's the goal. The goal has always been, A, live, but B, or really just A, to inspire, because that is what saved me. That inspiration, learning to never give up. That was something that was few and far between spoken. Few and far between did I ever have someone or something that would say, hey, you can do this. You have to try. Things like that. Mm-hmm. Those kinds of concepts were something that were completely polarizing versus like, you know, hey, negative. So, I mean, I always think about this one kid, like he reached out to me on Twitter, and he was like, man, I'm from, I think he said like the Philippines or Indonesia or something. And it's like, I'm really glad like that you're doing what you're doing, because I never see like people of color doing this. And just the fact that I can't even remember what show he was talking about. I think it was Dead Now Death Play.
Because you've just done so many.
But it's like, I'm just so glad you're my favorite voice actor. I was like, what? Me?
Nani?
Nani?
Man, like, bro, so like even when y'all reached out to me, I was like, Jesus, like me, I'm the inspiration. Like this is real. Like I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing then, because this is everything that I wanted. So yeah, I don't know if it's hit me the way it ought to, but it hits me all the time. Mm-hmm. I think every once in a while someone will try to remind me and be like y'all, man. He's like, hey man, remember, you a king. You the one doing it. I'm just like, bro, I have been so humble for so long. Like, just thank you. I appreciate that. I've been through shit when it came to acting. I've been through shit when it came to just being me. Yeah. So yeah, being able to get that kind of like that kind of response is just mind blowing. So thank you.
No, absolutely. And you I think you do carry it a lot better than what I think you even give yourself credit for, because you just said something that when me and Trav linked up, you know, we've been friends for years, and we've done other projects before, but when we like sat down and like said like, hey, we could really do something different with this, it was like our tagline, and it's not even a tagline, it's like our mission statement was to provide a voice for the voiceless. Like there's a whole unrepresented group of people just like us who love this shit, who either A, don't see people like them talking about it, or it's not delivered in a way that they can receive it. Because, you know, me and Trav talk all the time, like a lot of people in this content space, you know, anime and manga creators, no discredit to them because like they helped set the path, but like a lot of it is very analytical. It's very like, you know, like it's uptight, for lack of a better term. You know, not everybody can relate to that. Like Trav was saying, you know, like we were in a bit of a strange place growing up in the greater Philadelphia area, that like we were anime fans, but we also like played sports in school and stuff. Yeah. And, you know, the quote unquote cool kids, whatever that even means or meant back then. But it's just like, and I know Trav can relate to this because we talked about it. It was like a tale of two stories, because it's like we couldn't talk about this like on the basketball court where everybody, you know, like it might have slipped out once, and one friend like they gave you that look and it's like, oh shit, you like this too? We'll talk after the game, bro. Like, but for the most part, like, yeah, when you was like, you know, doing two-a-days, you know, you talked about sports and everything, and then like Travis, like you said, Trav, you would go home by yourself and read your manga chapters or watch Dragon Ball on DVD and everything, but it wasn't like that sense of community and everything. So you saying that, like, you know, the goal is obviously to live, but you know, to be the inspiration, bro. Like again, you're doing it, bro. Like you're past the point of thinking about it. Like you're putting it into practice, and it shows, bro. And we again say thank you.
And even just seeing your reaction to that, just like, is also inspirational in a way, because it shows how much you really care about the craft, how much you care about the industry and paving your own way in this industry, especially for kids that, you know, there might be a young Will that is, you know, trying to find himself right now, but we'll be looking through the credits and be like, hold on, Ofoegbu, wait, let me, oh shit, hold on. Like,
wait a minute now.
Yeah, like that could
really,
yeah, that could be me. And so I mean, like, and just even like even just one person, it could be one person, or it could be 500 people that reach out to you. But I think like just having that passion, that still feeling humble, but also just, you know, wanting to, you know, give that inspiration, and also to, hey, if you have questions or if you just want to know, like, you can do this shit too, like. You can, and especially in an industry where I'm sure like it's so hard to get in, but like when you network, when you meet the right people, but also when you network and meet people that look like you, where
trying to build,
in an industry where you're kind of like, oh shit, hold on, like maybe there is a path for me, and I think that's just something that, you know, we've been blessed to witness, especially with these interviews, and especially with you. It's just kind of like, damn, like this, it's only growing, and like I just love to see just all of us continue to spread our wings into different avenues of this content creation space.
Absolutely, hell yeah, bro! Like, let me shout some folks out real fast. Ray Hurd.
Hey.
Kevin Thewell, AJ Beckles,
hey,
Kev, Nassim,
Kevin Thewell, that's our guy. OG Banks,
Bill the Man Butts. Oh man, and then you got people all over the spheres. You got people in LGBTQ. You got Asian
Kevin was actually one of our very first interviews.
Kevin is a cool ass dude.
Yeah,
he is the hardest working, just around the clock. I think recently he finally took a break, but
we could just tell when we were talking. We knew that brother was working. We knew he
was locked in. Didn't he like build his own studio in his house?
Oh yeah, and that joint was official.
Yeah, that joint was. It wasn't like a closet with sound pads. Like my man had the booth.
Well, when he was sitting there and said, "Yeah, I had to make this during COVID," I'm like, "Oh, I thought you were in a studio yourself." Like I didn't know that was in the crib.
yeah, they had to make sure it was safe, bro. They didn't want to lose nobody, and for him to build a big ass thing like that, power. That's power to him.
Hell yeah.
I helped someone move one of those in the other day. There's another one. My man Van Bar Jr. He is doing some cool ass shit. I can't wait for him to pop off even more. He got himself a new booth. Man, that shit is heavy. But my feet
you said, man, I gotta go back to the gym a little bit.
Look, I'm old though.
It's the icy hot.
He said, "Shaq, let me get that sponsorship."
Yeah, come on, dog. You need a voice actor, man. I got you for the icy hot.
That man is out here in Dallas now too, I think, or at least he's got a spot out here. So yeah,
I believe it.
You need to go ahead and hook it up.
I'll let your boy.
We need. Listen, we can pitch a Shoto Todoroki icy hot commercial.
Let's go, bro. Come on, man. We might have to bleep that out.
Yeah.
We might have to bleep that out.
How has that not happened already, though?
Right.
What? Low hanging fruit. That writes itself, bro. That thing will ring off. Like people that don't even got bad backs is gonna buy those just in case. You never know.
Yo, next Cospalooza or next Comic-Con shit just gonna be smelling like icy. Yo, what is
everybody's got icy?
Like, you know how Stanley's made a comeback, all of a sudden icy hot is just gonna be randomly used. Like, yo, wait, why does everybody smell like this, man? Like,
we gotta all invest in icy hot stock right now, bro. This is gonna shoot up. It's gonna randomly shoot up.
The best cosplay. I'd be like, see, cosplay that Todoroki right
now.
Yeah, right.
Listen, once Meg Thee Stallion cosplays again as Shoto and then has like some icy hot, I'm like, all right, get out of here.
Yo, facts. I'm like, we need our residuals from that, bro. That,
right.
You know where that came from.
Check the timestamp on this episode when it was released. Yeah, we're gonna need that.
You know where to find us.
Yep.
But speaking about Usher, because that moment that you just shared with us, where you were able just to like rattle off so many prominent Black voice actors, which like speaks to the point that we've been belaboring right here. That like we're here to stay. Do you feel and or see the difference between like how hard it might have been for you to break in versus like some new actors of color that are trying to break in?
Do I see or feel the difference between how hard it was for myself versus new actors now? Absolutely.
Yeah, like okay, you got it. But
absolutely, man. I mean, like I mentioned before, I've had some experiences in the past. I won't say specifically what they were or where.
Totally respectable.
But I know I was like rocking the boat just a little bit the wrong way, and I won't ever see the light of day. Like that'd be it. Now I could try to find someone to speak to in confidence, but it was weird back then. I remember being real frustrated because I would be looking through all these boards and stuff, and I would be like, man, this is like the one industry where they could just be straight up racist for no reason. Like, you're gonna tell me you casting for like a toothpaste commercial, regular toothpaste commercial, nothing special, you just using whatever, but only white people can do it? Like, why?
Black people don't got teeth.
Like, you don't think I got all mine? Like, right. So I remember just being real frustrated about that stuff back then. And even back when I would go, there is no way this is going to change in my lifetime. Like, absolutely no way. I'm going to have to keep struggling. And maybe at least I'll make them say, hey, I wish we had given him a better shot because, man, he is good. I had that, like, I was growing up. I had a little bit of hurt in my heart. So now, after going through everything we went through during the quarantine, losing George Floyd, losing Breonna Taylor, losing so many people, like
2020 sucked, dude.
Everybody had to just look and go, Black Lives Matter. Everybody had to do that, not just here, around the globe. That was surreal. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. But seeing that and seeing the tidal wave of change across industries, including voice acting, where people said, hey, we need to be a lot more inclusive. We need to give people more opportunities. We need to represent them appropriately and give them equity, not just equality, equity. Mm-hmm. That way, young William, young whoever, will get this chance and will put out a much better product too, that everyone will enjoy, not just these folks, that everyone is going to relate to. So yeah, I'm glad that I see things going better for this new generation. I'm glad that, well, hell, I just said it. I'm glad I actually get to see it because I never thought that I would. Mm-hmm. But I guess that's the answer. Like, I see the difference. I think it's much better. I think it still, has a ways to go. But there are amazing, incredible people, especially in the Crunchyroll studios, who love working with everybody that is in there, who love meeting us, who love seeing that people resonate with what they're doing, with the waves that they make. Some of the coolest, do I want to say that? Some of the coolest directors have always just been down to earth, made sure to include everybody that they can in their considerations, and they've been happy with the stuff that we've put out. At least I think so, because they keep calling us back.
I was about to say. Keep calling me. They were like, damn, these guys are good.
Keep calling me.
You available next week? Yeah.
They said, damn, first they took over sports, now they're taking over voice acting.
But it is much love to them in all seriousness. They Absolutely. Are the best. We not only do I love every brother and sister out there, but I love seeing allies as well. Because this is all about peace and harmony. Mm-hmm. It's not about hitting back. It's not about putting other people down. It's about cohesive, working together, always being together and striving together. Yeah. Yeah, that's my answer.
Well. Let the church say amen.
Amen, my man. Amen.
Snaps all around. But since we're talking about like unity and togetherness, something that came up when a guy had spoke briefly. Another thing that me and you have in common, other than it seemed that we lived the same childhood randomly. Like,
did y'all grow up in the same area?
I was about to say.
Can't you see the resemblance?
Or Will is Universe 6 and Matt is Universe 7. So
but we also are fathers in this
Yes,
anime
sir.
space, and you had shared with us, and I would love for you to elaborate if you can, that you recently have started this anime journey with your child as like a bonding experience. What has that been like for you? Because I have two girls.
I'm taking notes over here.
A soon to be 11-year-old. Her birthday's next week, actually. And then my younger daughter, she's 6 turning 7. 7 turning 8? 6 turning 7. And it's funny, the little one is the one that's on the anime journey with me. And it's just she be on some like, because she's just kind of like, she would just kind of be around, kids hover. She would just kind of be around when I would have it on watching it myself, and she got like really big into it. And she'd just be like, randomly one day, she was just like, can we watch Attack on Titan? And I was like, girl.
Ooh, out of all enemies.
Starting off strong, man. Starting off strong.
But I respected the deep cut. I was like, she could have said anything, bro.
You said she's 6?
Yeah, she'll be 7.
Dang.
Yo, and it's just like, she was like locked in. Like, she was just like, oh, like, why?
Sure you don't gotta sleep with one eye open, my man?
Bro, nah, dog. She was just like, why is Aaron? She was like, why is Aaron being mean to his friends? And I was like, that's what we trying to figure out, girl.
Like, just wait. Was Aaron right? Was Aaron wrong?
Matter of fact, Trav, I actually got to throw you a oop, because you was the one that told me to start watching Mashal, Magic and Muscle. And that's that's our show that we watch together now. Like, she's really big into it. But tell me what that experience has been like, that you're able to like embark on this nerd journey with your child.
Yeah, man. Like, so I'm so happy to hear that about your kid. That is amazing. That is amazing. So badass, good shit. Now, my kid, she makes me very proud, man. She is a completely different child now. When I first met her, and this is I'll explain that. When I first met her, she would tell me that she liked Avengers, and she would be talking about, I've seen this Marvel movie, that Marvel movie. And I think at that point she knew that I was voice acting as well. Just to kind of dispel any kind of questions right now, my kid is adopted. She was my foster child, and now she's my adopted child. And it's something I always wanted. Thank you very much, man.
We had touched on this really briefly. I was adopted too. Me and I have 6 older brothers, and my mom adopted all of us. So 7 of us in total. So yeah, man, it's pulling at my heartstrings. But proceed.
Your mom's got a big heart, and she must have been extra patient, because that is awesome of her.
Oh, nah, bro. She kept food in the fridge and was just like, don't kill each other.
No, I know that right too. And she always loved to brag. Like, she would go to school, she'd be like, "Yeah, my dad's a voice actor.
As she should.
Talk that talk."
And her friends would like show up. Like, I would take her to the arcade, because we like going to arcade or wherever. And she'd be like, "Can my friends come?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, you could bring one friend." And then they'd have like that, the big old saucer eyes, like for more than one reason
friends?
too. They'd just be like, "That's your dad? Oh yeah, you don't look alike." But she would watch anime with me, and if there was a character she could really vibe with, then she would be into it. But it would be like one episode a night, like one episode of Spy Family, one episode of a Mobile Suit Gundam Witch from Mercury, one episode of this, and then she'd be like, "I don't really want to do nothing." Now, I found out that her, without saying too much, her other folks, her dad liked Dragon Ball Z. We would go and visit her extended family, and I saw this Goku ornament on the Christmas tree. I was like, who put that there? And they're like, oh, we put that there for him. And I was like, oh man, all right, that's real. And I got the series. I've had that on DVD. I got a little bit of it autographed. So that's part of my lore just on the shelf. And I was like, I want to make sure that she can start picking up all the things that I picked up growing up, all the different concepts, all the different teachings. Because while a lot of them are very basic, when you're a kid in foster care, you've not only experienced a lot of trauma, but you're still going through it. And some kids, they continue to stay with that without ever really getting the opportunity to not only be fostered or adopted, but process that trauma in a way that is constructive and healthy. So when she became part of my little family here, she eventually was able to get on this like crash course of like, hey, what is my life really going to mean for me? Now we watch Dragon Ball Z every weekend. I call it an episode, but we watch a whole DVD. So we watch like 3-4 episodes.
There we go.
Like, love that.
She's starting to catch on, but now she's cool with it. As soon as we hit the beam struggle, well, in fact, I'll back up. As soon as Piccolo started working with Gohan, she was like, this is pretty interesting. I don't know why he's beating the shit out of him so much, but it's pretty interesting.
This might be abuse, but all right.
He's supposed to be helping him? Oh.
And she said Gohan was her first favorite for show. Like, she was just like, oh man, he's so cute, and like, oh man, they don't want to fuck with him and all this. And then when it got to Goku finally showing up, she was like, damn, like this is serious. Like, and then they had the beam struggle. After that, it was over. She was hooked. She was like, oh yeah, the word she used, epic.
Hey,
love it.
That's how you know you got them hooked when it's
you're like,
epic.
You're like, yes.
From then on, it was not like, oh, do we have to do that right now? It was just like, yeah, let's go. Like,
yeah. Like, if anything, you're probably holding her up. He's like, yeah, all right, I'm ready to watch it. Like, what you doing? Like,
little why you gonna come home one day, she watching without you. You gonna be like, whoa, what the fuck?
I'll be like,
you're gonna be so devastated.
Don't
like,
touch that.
You're like, go to your room.
I'm proud, but you crossed the line.
Only BBC America for you for a month. You don't get no anime.
Yeah, I've been like putting her onto so much different media. It's funny because you say BBC because she loves like British accents. So I got her to watch Snatch, one of her favorite movies now.
Oh, classic.
Oh hell yeah!
Dope.
Hell yeah! That's like one of my top favorites. So I knew that she was gonna be in love with that. I've got her to watch like Dawn of the Dead, the remake. Yeah, I knew that would hit. She loves things like The Last of Us. She loves Spy Family. She loves what is that? Life is Strange. And of course, she plays Fortnite. I recently just got her. I gave her an assignment that she has to play Disgaea 1 Complete, which is the remake of Hour of Darkness, which is a badass RPG. The story is basically like Inuyasha. And the game kind of requires you to, think, do a little bit of like math and try to make complex decisions and have some critical thinking going on.
Okay, mixing the veggies in with the steak. I see what you did there, brother.
In fact, she's playing it right now because I'm like, you have to be episode 1 or else you can't do nothing else. You do your homework, but
well, no, we make sure the homework's done.
She was like, couldn't beat episode 1. Guess I can't do my homework. Sorry.
Close, child. But, I've been around a little bit.
Do you know which anime's next on the docket? Like once you guys get through Z, like what you have next for you guys to watch together?
Man, we'll see. I know that she still needs to finish all of Spy Family. She still needs to finish all of Mobile Suit. What was that one that I got her to watch? I feel like there was a movie. I want to say that we watched Your Name, but I'm not. I might just have to watch it with her again. Even
so much content.
Run it back. Run it back.
So much content.
Exactly. And that's the beautiful thing is there's so much for us to enjoy that I could just be on the fly to give her a lesson that will help her with what she's dealing with in the moment. Give her something to enjoy. I was actually thinking about putting her onto Cowboy Bebop at some point soon, but we'll see.
Classic,
bro. I can't think of many other TV shows, period, that was on some came in, kicked the door, burned the building down, left, and just left. Right. It was like no remakes, no continuations, no reboots. We're done.
Yep.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, beautiful. When you have a story, I always say, I think it was Edgar Allan Poe that came up with this idea. And
we'll credit you with it. We'll credit you with it.
Oh, yeah. See, I got the paraphrase ready.
Right.
Every great story starts from the end, which means you have a destination in mind, and then you travel to it. You don't just go driving in circles and then go, oh yeah, the grocery store, let me go ahead and just meander around a little bit. No, you get on your Google Maps, hit, Walmart, HEB, Wally World for us usually because it's close, and that's your destination. You head over to there. Cowboy Bebop, the creator, I would assume, clearly had something in mind and went ahead and did it and then cut it off, and that's it. Then he went on to Shampoo, and I think he's got something else cooking up now too.
Oh, that would be lit. Yeah. Hey, it's so crazy that you said that. One, I love that. All great stories like start from the ending, because I don't know if it's contributory, but I would imagine it is. Like, I love when like My Hero's creator said like, nah, 7 seasons and I'm done. Like, he's just like, my show, he's like, we not about to be one of them shows that goes on for millions of years and millions of seasons. Like, I'm telling my story. I've always had the ending. You get 7 seasons and we're out. Right.
Exactly.
And I'm sure Crunchyroll will figure out a way to do like spin-offs and milk it and stuff. But like the original story that we know, like him even saying like, yeah, nah, this ain't about to be one of them legacy shows that never stop. Like, I have my story. It's about how Deku becomes the world's greatest hero. Once he gets that, I'm out. Like, exactly. On to the next thing.
Sometimes that stands the test of time. I mean, like, we always talk about it all the time, but I mean, that's why I love Yu. Everyone's like, oh, do you think it should continue? I'm like, no, I think it ended when it ended, and we don't need a continuation. Sometimes you just gotta let a story just breathe in its greatness. But while we're on the subject of legacy, I know that obviously with this podcast we lost a legend in Akira Toriyama, and there's just like, it's crazy because you don't realize it until like things like this happen. Like, I remember, growing up, or just even like when I was older, and like you'd hear about celebrity passings and people and you would see how it would affect people. And I would like, it wasn't until, so there were 2 celebrity deaths that affected me where I didn't realize it would. One was Mac Miller, and then the other was Kobe. And then now we have Akira Toriyama. But I'm gonna be honest, Akira Toriyama is the one where I really like even understand even more when people are it's affecting their day to day, because it's kind of like, one, Matt and I always say this all the time, we just thought he was just gonna live forever. He was just like one of those, I'm going to say entity, because he's like a god to us, like that he was just gonna. But I took a step back and started thinking of like, man, there were principles from Goku that I feel like I took on in my life of persevering, and also even despite if you had odds with some people, like trying to see the best in them, and maybe you guys could maybe come to an agreement on what. So like there was just so many things I just took from it's crazy, from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, but it just speaks to Akira Toriyama's influence. I mean, I feel like even just mentioning the fact that he's no longer here with us physically, but always going to be here with us spiritually, it still is just crazy to say and crazy to think about. So like, you being a voice actor, you working within, like, what has Toriyama's impact left on you, and how do you continue to basically live on his legacy in your own unique ways?
Man, first I want to like just give this little piece of lore, because you mentioned Mac Miller and Kobe, and I remember back in the day, I say back in the day, I guess it was almost 10 years ago now. There were 2 celebrity deaths that just killed me, and they were back to back too.
I'm very curious to hear what you about to say, because I swear you say what I think you about to say is like, dog, we're twins. We were just separated at birth. Look,
if this is the same with you, I'm gonna be like, damn,
we're about to find. We about to find
the twin. Where have you been?
These folks, like, they really influenced my life. I think most people are gonna be like, that's surprising, but I had some really great reasons, and I mean, just the empathy. So Chester Bennington and Dolores O'Riordan from Linkin Park and the Cranberries, believe it or not.
Chester hurt a lot, bro.
I couldn't even believe it. It took me a long time to even accept that was the case. Even now, I still think back. I've seen a lot of documentaries. Kurt Cobain, I'm still very convinced that was a problem. But
they just put out, Linkin Park just put out like their best of album like last Friday, actually.
Oh, for real? Oh,
yeah,
shit.
They put out a best of album. Yeah.
I'll check that out.
The nostalgia it's definitely nostalgia-ing. Like, for sure. For sure.
Well, when those 2 happened, not only did it hit me good. I remember talking to one of my closest friends and being like, man, I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I was like, man, we got to try our best to try and meet Akira Toriyama. Like, it's a world away. It's never going to ever happen. This is a secretive dude too. Like, he loves his independence and privacy. We got to try. We got to do our best in whatever it is we're doing. And I never really thought that day would come where he was just gone. Just like you, he was just this incredible legend to me that was going to always live on. If he was... Anyhow.
No, we with you, brother. We with you.
Those concepts that he shared through his art, I mean, not only did that put us in this position right now, but I think it shaped generations of people. I know it shaped generations of people across the globe, universally. Him passing is just always going to be mind-blowing to me, but just like I put online, I think one of the things he always wanted to share with us as well is to just know that A, we do our best to honor those who have passed, and B, that their souls are, they're going to be just fine, and that the best that we can do is continue to live on and be just fine for them too. So I'm always going to be thankful to Akira Toriyama, not just for that one thing that I just said, but for all the different amazing things. And I know there are some folks online who like to say like, oh, Dragon Ball Z is this, that, and the other. And that sort of narrative has been devolving as the decades have gone on, which is, as a internet nerd, that's been a sight to behold. I think that's quite
yeah. Right.
But you never want to take stuff like that for granted. You don't take things like Peter Rabbit for granted. You don't take things like The Boy Who Cried Wolf for granted. They all gave us something that we take with us, and we should try to appreciate. I mean, it's kind of hard. I wouldn't even say you have to try. You just have to be true to yourself and say, hey, that was pretty awesome. What a legend.
Absolutely. And with keeping his memory alive, with you, having this shared experience with your child now, how much of that do you feel is just kind of just, a father bonding with their kid versus like, no, keeping it alive, like for the next generation? Because it's like, me and Trav say all the time, it's like, no matter where you kind of fall in the Gen Y, aka the millennials, as we're affectionately called, it's just like, I truly believe that like we're the gatekeepers of like whatever's supposed to come next in this next rotation. Cause like we're old enough to remember what life was like pre the internet. Like we're still cordial and close enough to the generation before us that like we picked up a lot of like, their strength and their wisdom. But we were like front and center for the technological boom. So like it was geared towards us, like the 2000s, like all like the Game Boys and the internet and AIM and instant messenger, everything, like all that was geared toward the Tamagotchis, everything, all that was geared towards us. So it's like with all these new younger kids, these young Thundercats, like who are all super locked into the technological shit and everything. So it's like, yeah, like, but we taught y'all. Like, y'all good at this shit because of us. So it's just like, we legit are like the gatekeepers of the past. And like, once we hit that part where shit that happened in the 60s, and because it's so crazy, like, because I'm 33. And
don't crack, man.
Hey, look, I appreciate you, brother. But it's so crazy because when I think about 30 years ago, my head still goes back to the 70s. Like, it doesn't even like sit with me that like 1990 or 93 was 30 years ago. Crazy, right? Like, I'm like 30 years ago, like, yeah, in the 70s. Like, for some reason, that's still where my brain goes. So, I just bring it back to that question. Like, is it like a conscious effort for you? Like, hey, like you're helping to mold the next generation of nerd awesomeness as you're like sharing these intimate moments with your kid?
I always, I do like to think of it in that way, but more like just in a way of raising her. If she doesn't end up liking anime, if she doesn't want to take an opportunity to work in the same field, if she doesn't want to do this or that and it surprises me with something, that's just fine, because that's me too anyway. I went through the exact same thing, and just like a lot of the characters, like in My Hero, for instance, where the older generation is going like, man, these kids, they something else. And the kids, you know, it's like they're trying, you see them making these like silly ass mistakes and stuff. And you're like, oh man, like, you strong, but you ain't nothing compared to these other dudes who just showed up and saved your ass. Like, it's something to watch and be like, okay, like, these younger ones are, you know, they're silly, they're frustrating, but they're growing and they're showing us that they can do these things. It may not be exactly the way we understand, but they're the ones who are going to blast off and be not like Team Rocket, but blast off and be even
most
better than us.
Persistent characters of all time.
Yes.
And I love them. My very first favorite villains.
Oh, what? What? If you didn't have a crush on Jessie and her miniskirt.
Listen, you and me are from the same pod.
Look, so, dog, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
She was like, I was in elementary. I was like, you know, this redhead lady. Like,
what? Should I be feeling this way?
Oh, Misty's my favorite Pokemon character, bro. Like, Ash, Rock, they cool and all, but nah, Misty was my favorite trainer. I was like, water Pokemon for life. Cool. This is gonna be me, Misty, and her denim shorts. That's all I cared about.
It's just us.
Look. In fact, I know, other than Jesse, I think the original crush, the one who was like sticking with me was Ryoko from Tenchi Muyo. Man, just
bro, fucking Tenchi dog, bro. Did we just become best friends?
So you know what,
bro? Tenchi Muyo was my shit, bro. Like Tenchi and Chokyo, they fucked it up. I was not a fan, bro. But Tenchi Muyo, Tenchi Universe, I was rolling. And I was hyped for Tenchi Tokyo. I was like, what is this? Because you know what it was? I think that was my first real life experience with like uncanon content. Like, I never really understood like canonized shit versus non-canon. You know, Tenchi and Tokyo was like a different story. And I'm sitting here thinking it's a continuation of the like universe in Muyo. So I was like, wait, what you mean he don't know who that is? That's not how Yoko met. Like, what? Like, what's going on here?
And you just have to kind of sit back and accept it. And you'd be like, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna.
That's exactly what.
Something like.
out of loyalty, you stayed around for like 10 episodes. And he's like, yeah, this shit's ass, bro. I'm out.
You tried.
I'll tell you right now.
Hard. I
rewatched that. I rewatched Tenchi Muyo. I rewatched Tenchi Universe. I think it was around 2017, 18. I was rewatching them, and I was like, all right, Tenchi, FLCL, and that was it. I didn't even go back. I said, I don't need to watch it. I don't need to put myself through that. I got plenty of backlog. I'm too old to be doing that. You shouldn't have done that to me.
I got to prioritize my time.
Yo, no, like Fully Cooley 2, no one talks about that. Like It was like a really big thing when they was just like, oh, it's coming back. It's kind of a soft reboot, but not really. And then it came and went, and like no one talked about it.
I'm guilty that one is on my backlog.
Me too.
I know that they got they got Fully Cooley Grunge, I think, something like that. I heard it's about to be out, something like that. But I need to get into it, give it a good watch. I heard the OST for that new one was real banger, man. I heard it was really dope.
Yeah, because on Crunchyroll they have it like split up with the OST and the original, and I was just like, it's so weird because I haven't heard like pros or cons of it. I just haven't heard anything about it. It's been out for like 3 years. I haven't heard nobody talk about it. I was like, oh, like because the first one, that's another show that like burned bright, 6 episodes, and we love it. Like Fully Cooley, the original one, like that was another one. We was like, that was our shit. Like, my man pulled a mech out of his forehead. Let's go.
You're like, I don't know what kind of weird shit is on this network, but I love every single one of them. In fact, man. So back then, you know about this. Well, at least with me, I had bedtime. I had to be gone by like 9 or 10. Yeah, so I had to record.
Know those days.
Shit. Yeah, you put the VHS in, and I would get Yusuke Urameshi. I'll get Yu Yu Hakusho. And then one day, man, I remember putting in my tape, be like, all right, let's check this out. And suddenly I'm seeing Inuyasha. I'm like, what is this? It's like the gangsta ass Yusuke I asked for. Who the fuck is this? And I kept watching.
Gangsta ass Yusuke.
Yeah, I love that. It was the only character out there who was just like dissing. Like he didn't care who he was, where he from. He said it himself. I don't care if it's a girl or somebody's grandma. Still not him out. Like I was like, God damn, this dude is everything.
Facts,
but then Inuyasha hit, and I was like, what is this, man? Like, all right, whatever. Let me check it out. And by the end, I was just like, I'll probably record that one too. This is good. Mm-hmm. One of my top favorites now.
We were just literally talking about the dog days of recording on VHSs and trying to. Woo! Those were some struggles. I'll tell you that.
AMVs on VHS. I think my sister would be recording those on VHS somehow. Man, I would be watching like, man. All right. I don't know how you did it, but cool. I'm gonna sit here with you.
Right, like
respect.
Said.
Yo, it's so crazy like with Inuyasha because another one, Core Memory Unlocked. Do y'all remember Zoids?
Yes,
used to come on Cartoon Network, and so when
I had what was it, the Liger?
Yeah, Liger Zero, 1,000%.
I had the extra you had to put together for that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, bro, that was the model era, like the building the Zoids and building the Gundams. That was the Gundams, bro. That was a fucking era, dog. Like they don't. Yo, total sidebar before I just round out my point. Toys suck now for kids. Like I feel so bad for children because it's like you just said, well, like, you know, where you grew up, you remembered going down the toy aisle and just scanning and just being in awe, everything that you could pick through. Now it's like me having younger kids, it's like one, like Toys R Us don't exist no more. I heard they're trying to make a comeback, we'll see. But it's just like the times that I've been toy shopping, it's just like, bro, these things suck. Like they're like even like the Beyblades now are like pre-assembled. Like you don't got to put them together or put the stickers on anymore. That was part of the fun. Like having to line up the stickers and not fuck it up because you don't get extra stickers. Like,
it's culture. It's all culture now, man. Like everyone's got an iPad in front of them or something. Instantaneous gratification. Everyone wants that satisfaction like that. And you know, when a kid can go, well, I'm gonna watch TikTok. They ain't gonna be like, well, I'm gonna get this one thing from the store that does this one thing. Like, it's just not there. It should be, but it's just not there. I would say, like, if I'm gonna have my own, I would definitely avoid putting any kind of screen in front of them for a while until they get to like 5, 6.
Oh yeah.
That way they can enjoy the toys and start to build up, you know, get some appreciation, and then I'll be like, now it's time to watch Aaron Yeager get his mind messed up.
Be mean to his friends.
Right. I've gotten like random itches to like, I've gone on Amazon. I got a couple things on my list of just Gundams that I just
about to get a model.
Yeah,
I've thought about it. See if I still got it.
Go to a con. Go to a con. You'll find them.
What? 1,000%.
I'm gonna I'm gonna leave with like 5 of them.
Yeah, but I remember when Inuyasha came up, and I was just like, that sounds like Big Cloud. I was like, that is Big Cloud. I was like, I'm watching this show. I'm definitely watching that. But we 1,000% could literally talk to you all day, and we always say here on DB4L, once you're a guest once, you're a forever repeat guest here. So we would love to have you back.
You ain't never leaving.
Yeah. Only way you getting out is in a box. We always
blood oath.
We always like to end our interviews with a little bit of fun here. So we asked the question: what's your favorite all-time anime, and then your favorite current anime?
Hey. Man, you can't. You said damn well. Look, I'll throw it right back at you. You won't even have that. You gotta have a list. You're right. I give us your 5. Give us your 5. That ain't enough room.
He said, "You're not giving me enough to work with." I wasn't
born yesterday, man. That ain't enough room. And by the way, if I end up in a box, I got my 4-star Dragon Ball over in the other room. Get the other 6 for me, please.
Yep, I got you. We need 6 more. We got you, bro.
Don't worry, I'll be back.
I got some things.
Minor setback.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. So, my list. It includes movies. I'm gonna start listening. I'm gonna just go with the top ones. So, Akira, Your Name, Dragon Ball Z. This is in no particular order, by the way. Dragon Ball Z, Recreators. Whew. What is that? I'm like looking around,
looking at your pictures. Like, what do I like?
Samurai X and Rurouni Kenshin. Akame ga Kill.
Oh, dog, we're definitely twins, bro.
That is an anime.
Love
an anime. Like, and if you ain't, have you read the manga?
No, I haven't. I only watched the anime.
Brother, you need to read that manga.
All right.
That is some shit. That is some shit. I could go on about that. Oh yeah, you need to read that. I always say they need to reanimate that series. It could have the greatest battle in anime history, and it already made anime history with the way they did the main character. So, yeah. What else is there? Man, Inuyasha. Oh man, my top favorites. Steins Gate is another one. I could probably keep on going, man.
Can you tell Trav how good Princess Yashishime is so you can make him watch it faster?
I will say this, Trav. They made it for this generation, and it's got some great voice acting in it. It's got a piece from the original Inuyasha at the very beginning. It's got a piece of that story.
Okay,
but I'll say this: it's not going to be in my top. It's a great performance. They did what they came to do.
I love how they stayed true to the lore. Like they didn't. They totally based it off of what we know happened. Like they didn't just like, oh fuck, what happened?
It wasn't Tenchi in Tokyo.
It wasn't.
But let's see. Those are some of my favorites. What was the other part of that question?
What current animes are you championing right now?
Shangri-La Frontier, which I'm gonna say I can get away with.
That's on my watch list because I've always seen. I follow Crunchyroll on Twitter, and they'll always just tweet screenshots of random shows, and I'm like, that looks really, really dope. And it's like I just like would favorite it because I gotta be working. I'm like, I gotta remember what that anime is so I can add it to my watch list.
Absolutely. It's on for a second season. The cast is phenomenal. Eric Vale, Brianna, like they all do So good. Every single episode was top of the line. Let's see. What was that other movie I was watching? The Delicious in Dungeon. I liked that one. Was it Campfire Cooking? I enjoyed it. Those are like, it's not like an epic story or nothing, but it's a good, wholesome watch. And I always be looking at them like, man, I can make that. I love cooking. I can make that right there. Let's see. There was another one, man. What was that other one I was watching? I finished. Oh yeah, Freerin Beyond Journey's End. That one is real damn good.
Oh shit, is that the one where they like pick up after they like completed the main mission? It's like what happens next. I know about that one.
Got it. It's the story, but it's the epilogue.
Yeah, it's the epilogue to like the main adventure that typically would be the anime at that point in time. Yeah, I've heard that was really good. That one's up there. Dope. I got that on my watch list.
They do a hell of a good job.
A million shows on it.
I think I think they said that the creator is making a, what would you even call it? Like a prequel? Yeah.
Oh, they're going to do like what the original adventure was. That's smart. That's smart business. Give them the ending first. I mean, Edgar Allan Poe, all the best stories start with the ending.
There you go. See? It's
comes full circle.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, before we close this bad boy out, can you tell the listeners how they can follow you, how they can support what you got coming up?
Yeah, man. You want to follow it? First of all, I appreciate y'all having me. This has been a lot of fun. I knew it was going to be a lot of fun. So I'll be back again as long as you have me. And
always.
If you want to find out what I'm doing next or see some of the stuff that I've already done, find me William Ofoegbu on Twitter. It's always going to be my name, William Ofoegbu. Might have an underscore in the middle, might be one word, but find me that way, I'll be the only one.
We'll definitely add all your @s and stuff to the episode description below and everything.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah.
But good brother Trav, I love to always give you the final word for some wisdom if you have any.
Do you stay true? And if you think you can't do it, just ask our guy, William Ofoegbu.
Let's go.
Bow.
Well, lifers, we call you guys the lifers because you quite literally put the L into DB4L, and we know that we cannot grow this spirit bomb without you. So lend us your energy by way of likes, subscribes, listen, 7-star reviews if that's possible, and all that jazz. And the easiest way to do so is to click the all-powerful link tree of might in the episode description below. And like we always say here in the Kame house that Toriyama built, whether you watch it or you read it, we all need it. So open up your nerd eye, and we will see you next time on Dragon Ball for Life. Dodon Ray. Shout out to super producer Mikey. Hey, Dragon Ball GT.
We love you, Mikey. And shout out to Yali. All caps. Inte. And Anchi. And Bex.
We got you. Later, nerds.
Peace.
This is All for One. All is well, for I am here. And you've been listening to the Dragon Ball for Life podcast. Now, do it again.